Hey guys, welcome to the Dirtbag discussion. Today we're going to be going over a few topics, including the Astros scandal, some preseason rankings, and some individual success predictions for this year. So let's get right into it. Jamie, what are your thoughts so far on the Astros scandal?
I don't know. It's tough to see it because at least for me, before this all came out, the Astros were kind of a team that not a lot of people hated. It's just one of those things that it's tough to see. Very, very disappointing for baseball as well.
Yeah, I agree. It kind of came out of the blue. I don't think anybody really expected it. And I still remember a few months ago when the first few rumors were coming out. I hadn't even heard about it yet, and I was watching some highlight videos and then came across why the Astros cheated, and it was some random YouTuber that doesn't even have that many subscribers, and I
Yeah,
saw it and I was like, oh, this is just a random video. Maybe it was a fluke, but then it turned into all this, and definitely didn't
yeah.
expect it.
Especially with like the whole Altuve thing and the jersey controversy and no one can tell the truth and whatever. It's just especially with him because his story about how he got to the MLB was so humbling for anybody that's ever been cut from a team before, and the fact that that's even happening is really sad to see. And just I think everybody's, like I said, just kind of disappointed at the whole thing.
Yeah, I know that. To go with that Altuve thing, um, definitely like before all this seemed to be one of the guys in the MLB with a chip on their shoulder, and this kind of taken like there's talk about like what would have happened if none of this would have happened. Would Judge have the MVP? And
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's just
I
all
mean, I
all
mean,
this all what could have happened, but
I mean, Whit Merrifield spoke out about that. I don't know if you saw that, but he said that Judge should have an MVP, and he said that uh he said that he thinks that he would have been in the All Star game if it wasn't for that. He thinks he would have been a 2017 All Star, and he said might as well give me a batting title too. Which I think is kind of funny because he's really sprouted in the last couple of years, but it just also kind of shows that like some of those guys like Judge, even though he's not everybody knows Aaron Judge's name. He's not necessarily being shadowed. That MVP is. I mean, you just kind of wonder what would have happened if they played clean. I guess you could say.
mm-hmm. And everybody's seen the video of Altuve saying, "Don't take the jersey off." What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. It's all stupid. I mean,
And
as
I
soon
don't
as he
think
as soon as that came out, people were showing pictures of him on Instagram with his shirt off after all that happened, and then people said that it was because he got a bad tattoo. I don't know if that was Correa. I think it was Correa. I'm not certain on that though. Said that it was because of a bad tattoo, and then the dude doesn't have any tattoos, so
yeah,
that's also kind of like, I mean,
it's
at
like
least at least get your stories right.
yeah, if you guys have been put through all of this and all the facts turn out truthful or seem truthful and it looks like all the evidence is there, why not just admit it, get it over with? Because I think right now they're just digging themselves a bigger hole and
Exactly, yeah.
just
Um,
causing more publicity on it.
Recently I was at a Clarinda A's banquet, some Hall of Fame induction, and Ozzie Smith, who played with the Cardinals, and Von Hayes, he also had MLB seasons. I think like 12 or 13. He played with the Phillies. I know that. Um, they were there because they also played for the semi-pro team, and of course during the Q&A, they were asked about it. It was actually one of the first questions they were asked, and they both kind of had the same response. That I mean, Ozzy said that he looked at the Astros numbers for that season and he said he was very, very disappointed because he thinks that a professional athlete of that caliber and that caliber of ball player should do way better than that if they know it's coming. And I mean that's what Trout said too. He didn't speak out about it until someone asked him a question at
Mm-hmm.
spring training, and he said that he thinks it'd be pretty fun if he knew what pitch was coming. And I mean, at that point it'd just be BP, and I mean, I guess that's kind of what they showed against their postseason teams that they played in 2017.
And I think that'll get into what we're going to talk about later. But that to go with the preseason rankings, in my opinion, that's going to drop them. Like,
Oh, 100%.
all of this
Yeah.
preseason rankings came out, and they're number. I'll look really quick. They're number 4. And
Yeah, I think that's high, especially since it's not gonna be like okay, the Nationals, they were 2019 champions, yeah. They going into every series, each team is gonna be okay. We gotta show up. It's the Nationals. They were the best last year, or the team that's leading their division or the team that's even leading the league, But with the Astros now, it's not going to be, okay, we have to do good so we go up in our division, try to get a postseason spot, whatever. Every single series that they play is going to be every team's A game. Every team is going to be playing their best baseball against the Astros. And no matter how good those guys naturally are, I don't think that they're going to do as well as they think they will. And I think that's just because every team is going to treat their series like it is the World Series, even if it's just a regular season game.
Yeah, and I don't know how far all the controversy talk starting to come into every other season, not just 2017. There's been talk about it, or players have said they're like, there's no way they would just do it in 2017. Like if it was around then it's. Who knows how long it's been around, and even if it did happen last year. So if it has been going around for a while, then what's going to happen when finally it's all taken away? Like, are those guys going to be able to play legit, or are there going to be some careers ended?
Yeah,
after this season?
You never really know. You never know. I mean, it's just one of those things that we got to just see play out, and it's kind of upsetting that they're all coming back too. Like, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still gonna see Bregman. You're gonna see Altuve. You're gonna see Correa. You're gonna see all those guys, and that's I think that's something that's also just adding to the stress of the situation and the frustration of the situation, especially for other MLB players like Trevor Bauer's spoken out about it a lot. Mike Clevenger a lot. They've all spoken out about it. Like I said, Witt spoke about it. Trout spoke out about it. And that's kind of crazy because Trout is not one of those guys that goes and posts a lot on his social media. I mean, he keeps his professional baseball life and his personal life separate. It's just crazy to me to think that all those guys are coming back, and especially with the frustration of the stupid rules that they're making and what Rob has done as commissioner. It's just, man, it's just crazy to see all these people who grow up in the game and are playing the game for a living to be disagreeing with all these things that are happening and stupid rule changes. And that's what I really don't understand is, I don't know if you saw this, but in the minor leagues this year, they're implementing a rule that if you want to throw behind a runner or try to pick them off from the mound, you have to fully take your foot off the rubber. Like, completely. Like, there's no more like the vertical straight up and down front leg when the lefties step over and try to pick somebody off at first. There's none of that anymore. They have to take their back foot off. That's
just in the minor league.
Yeah, it's just in the minor league this year. I don't know like what divisions of the minor league. I don't know if it's effective all throughout. So I don't know if you go to a AAA game, I don't know if you'll see it there. I don't know if you'll see it implemented there, but I mean, when I saw that, I was like,
yeah, that's going to change.
That's tough.
That's not even something that's like minor. That's something that somebody just put in. That's something like, that could change like the whole, like a whole chunk of the game. Like,
exactly.
Lefty
that's
on
not
lefty,
like
but
just trying to speed it up. Yeah.
It's also to hold runners, and I want to see how that turns out, because a lot of the times lefties are put on the mound to be able to hold runners and work the lefty on lefty. But if you take away the holding runners aspect, then I don't know. I feel that's one thing that I really don't like is when um, rules are implemented that make major effects on the game.
Yeah. That's so far past just trying to speed it up. That's like trying to mess with something that doesn't have anything to do with any issues. And that is so, for me, it's so confusing on why that even happened. Like why that's even a rule. It came out
Yeah,
of nowhere. It's not like anybody was complaining that, oh, it's too hard to steal bags on a left-handed pitcher. Like, I mean, if anything, you're just going to see more stolen bases, and people are already stealing a ton of bags, whether or not they're setting records. I mean,
yeah,
I don't think anybody's gonna be doing that. But it's not like this is gonna help them either. Like, I don't think anybody's gonna set the stolen base record. And also, what do you do about all those stolen base records that like Ricky Henderson? All the times that he had to go up against that guy with his that lefty, and
yeah.
he can't get as big of a lead, and he had to steal those bags fair and square on the left-handed pitchers. If it is implemented in the MLB, how do you kind of like how do you make that fair? I know everything's not fair, to be honest, but I
Yeah,
mean, you can't. Is everything gonna be with an like all the records? Are they gonna be written with an asterisk now
yeah,
because the rules are changing, or I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
yeah. You know what that makes me think about? Just talking about lefties and pickoffs. The
What's that?
Bruce Chen picking off 7 times. Oh, that's a throwback to 2011.
So Bleacher Report came out with the postseason rankings, and I don't know. To be honest, the bottom 10 don't really matter to me that much. I mean,
Bottom
Kansas
10.
City is sitting 26. Always gotta rep the boys in blue.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm being honest, that's too high. That's really high for the Royals. I mean, I don't know. They're not
I don't
they're
think.
not gonna be any team. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna be any better than they were last year. And I think actually right now in spring training they're
They, they
six
they just
and
won. They
seven
won
and
again
six.
today.
They
Yeah, they
won,
won
so they're
again
seven
today.
and six. Which, to be honest, for some people, spring training means everything, and for others, it is absolutely nothing.
I still think they're gonna have good individual success in a few areas, though.
Oh
Just
yeah, for sure.
not the team aspect. Yeah,
No, I mean Witt is still gonna. I'd almost put money that Witt's gonna get the.
batting
He's
title
gonna have
again
the
this
most
year.
hits this year for sure.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna get that easily. Alex Gordon, if he's good and healthy the whole year, I mean he's more than likely gonna put up another fight for Gold Glove. I mean
and who knows how
his
he's gonna
his
play
defense
with a
doesn't change.
1 year contract. Who knows how you're gonna play on a 1 year
Yeah,
contract?
yeah, it's gonna be kind of different now that he's only here for another year extension. But to be honest, it's probably gonna be he's probably gonna be here for a long time. I can't see him going anywhere else.
Yeah,
He's
and
getting old now.
I say Soler is up there in home runs again this year. I don't think that's gonna be any fluke.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. No, I don't either. I mean, his swing is so violent and it's so. I mean, if he makes contact, he's hitting it hard. Doesn't matter where. I mean, so what if he doesn't hit 270? Even if he hits like 210, if you're still putting out 35, 40 plus balls out of the yard, then I don't see an
and
issue
I
in
don't think
that.
that was a problem last year scoring runs. It's bullpen, bullpen.
No, it really wasn't. It was the bullpen that would. It was just the bullpen. That's whatever. I mean, they're not gonna. It's also hard to come from 2015 with the three-headed pen monster where you had Herrera, Kelvin just throwing absolute smoke, and then you had Davis come in and he was just
Mm-hmm.
everything he threw was dropping off a table, and he had multiple strings on all of his pitches that he was pulling as they were going to the plate, and then Holland
Yeah,
to come in, and which Holland is
he's
actually
back.
doing
Yeah,
really good in spring training now with them. But it was, yeah, it was such a like a just kind of a upset when it made everybody upset when Kelvin came back and would choke so many wins and give up so many runs.
and
Oh
see
man, it
them
was. That was tough to see,
It's
especially since the
even
success
Davis
that he
is
helped
starting
us
to
with.
slow down a little bit. So it's kind of like we had him at a good time, but I don't know. Hopefully Holland has
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
year this year, just kind of bounce back and
yeah. I think he
just
will.
somebody that
I
has
think
experience out
I don't
there.
know. I hope. I guess I hope. I don't know. I really don't know because spring training the same time they are pro ball players. It's
Yeah,
not starting nine, So he's not facing World Series or postseason or even MLB starting lineup caliber people. He might be facing people like
yeah,
like Tebow, for example. I mean, he's on the
he
spring
did.
training roster. He hit a
Although,
bomb in spring training too. That was actually muscled in opposite field. That was kind of exciting to see, to be honest. When I saw that, I was kind of happy for him. Today's episode of the Dirtbag Discussion is brought to you by TMC Museum, Marsh Collection Museum of Baseball History. One game, many players, one great story. For additional information, visit marshcollection.com and take your knowledge of the game beyond peanuts and Cracker Jack. Courtesy of the Marsh Collection, we'll be giving away a 1977 Topps George Brett baseball card. To enter the giveaway, email us at dirtbagdiscussion@gmail.com with an idea for future episodes. Something else that I think is kind of ridiculous, in my opinion, is there's a lot of talk on Twitter and on social media and all that crap about people thinking that Pete Alonso is not gonna have a good year this year.
that's an interesting one. I don't
In
know.
my opinion, people keep bringing up the sophomore slump, and it's not like just people on Twitter. It's people who are well known making YouTube videos and posting about MLB content, saying that I don't think Pete Alonso is gonna do that good this year. I think that's that's crazy. There's no way that he goes into any type of
Yeah,
slump,
I
in
don't know
my
that.
opinion.
The only thing I could possibly compare it to would be the Aaron Judge. Like that, even if he does fall off, he's still gonna have a decent year. Like it's not like he's just gonna have a bad year. Like
Yeah,
um, everybody was making it sound like Judge was that completely fell off, but in all reality, he's. I'll just pull up his stats. Like everybody's making it sound like he had a terrible year, but
yeah.
what was that?
Sometimes it's just not as good, and as good as he just did the year before. What did Pete have last year? Something like 53 home runs. That's
Yeah.
the record, right? He had 53, and he hit
See,
260. For somebody that makes contact that much and swings that hard, he's not going into a slump. He's
let's
not.
see.
I don't think he goes into a slump. I don't think he hits under 250 again, and I don't think he hits under 40 home runs. I think he's gonna stay consistent, and
Yeah,
I
and
think
I
he's gonna
just
stay crushing.
because you could obviously see Judge had some weaknesses, and pitchers kind of figured him out a little bit, but I don't see a weakness
Oh yeah,
with.
the very first season that he played, he wasn't even considered a rookie because he
Yeah.
played that little, and they figured him out quick, and then he did that bad.
See,
So
2019 Judge still hit 27 home
I,
runs, batted 272, and 20.
272. That's crazy for somebody that hits the ball that hard. Their manager's gonna be happy if he hits 40 home runs
Yeah,
and hits 210. That's all I got to do. That's still impressive because I mean you don't see a lot of guys putting out a lot of big home run numbers up like that all the time. Yeah, they have started to rise because the ball got juiced and all that stuff.
so
But
his big year was
I think
his
that
big year was
I think that
2017.
they're
That's my
both
bad.
gonna do good.
Last year he batted 272. 2018, he batted 278. So, and compared to his 2017 like breakout year, um, 52 home runs, 284 batting average, and so that dropped down to 27 home runs. Yeah, 278.
That's so that's so consistent though. He's hitting 270, 280. That's so good for a guy that gets paid to just put balls out of the ballpark. I mean, yes, obviously, you'd like everybody hitting 300 and hitting line drives up the middle the entire day. But I don't think he's doing anything wrong. I think within the last 3 seasons, he has everything figured out.
Yeah, I know.
I think he's doing
His numbers are going down
I think he's doing fine.
a little bit, but it's nothing like major that anybody would be concerned about. Like it's
yeah.
See, I think he missed a lot of time last year. So he had 542 at bats in 2017 and only 378 last year. So that's why I think the power numbers are down, just because even in 2018 he only had 498 at bats. Like I think if he stays healthy, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, we both know he's going to miss the beginning of the season. So I think him and Stanton, one of the biggest things that the Yankees can do for their organization is just kind of just sit back, wait for them to be healthy and not try to push anything too early. Because the minute they push something too early is the minute, they have a really good couple 3-4 weeks, and then right before the All-Star break or something crazy like that, they get hurt again, and then they have to come back sometime close to the end of the season to the postseason. Mm-hmm. I would just like them to see them stay healthy and stay out for as long as they need, and then come back and play one continuous.
I don't know, season. I don't know. That's part of the thing with the Yankees too, is they have such a deep roster. There's no rush. Like they're still going to win ball games with. They have so much.
No. Yeah.
No.
They're doing fine. It's sad to see that they're both hurt, not because the Yankees won't do well. It's the fact that Aaron Judge isn't going to get a play during opening day, and Stanton's not going to be there. It's not that the Yankees are not going to be hurting without those two. That's kind of the good thing that about them is they have depth, and they have a lot of it.
St. Louis at 8. I don't know. I think that's kind of a underrated team as well. Them and the Phillies.
I think they've always been a sleeper team, other than like 2006, 2011 when they won it.
They're never like towards the bottom of the pack. They're always right in the middle, like always a team that competes.
They're always like a middle of the, not really middle, but they maintain their they're kind of the lower level of the better teams of baseball. They kind of maintain that throughout the season.
Yeah, they're a team that you can expect to make the playoffs, but not quite get to making a run yet, because I think they're missing a few more guys in the bullpen, maybe one starter to go into the mix there, and then just somebody that can stand out a little bit, because right now they have Dexter Fowler, which I think he's doing all right compared to what he's doing with the Cubs, but those were ridiculous numbers when he was over at Chicago.
Yeah, you can't expect ridiculous numbers like that out of everybody. My last guy, that I think everybody doesn't really understand the caliber of, I guess, and I'm completely biased 100% because he's a Royal, is Whit Merrifield. I think for the success of the Royals, I love that he's with them, but I also think he's wasting his time with them. He is. I mean, imagine if Whit got traded to the Cardinals. Like, I'm not saying that the Cardinals are so bad. Obviously, they're not. But I think the caliber of his play would help them so much. I think he can help any team. He could help the top 5 MLB teams. Every team that makes the postseason would be helped by Whit Merrifield, in my opinion. He just has that much of an effect, and his play style is that
he was
it's that
he was on
much. It's that beneficial to the other players.
one of the articles that I was reading. He was on the list as like top 5 most underrated players, just because he's just stuck in KC.
Oh, for sure.
Nobody gets to recognize him because nobody's going to check out a team that's fifth in the division every year. But he's down there still leading the MLB in hits, and I think that kind of goes unnoticed if the team's not getting any recognition just because they're not winning ball games.
Exactly. I thought after the 2015 season, when Zobrist left the Royals, I thought, man, if they just have one more utility guy, that'll just bring everything together. And then they got, in my opinion, a guy in Witt that is better than Zobrist was for the Royals.
Yeah.
And they can't pull anything together. The individual success through Witt, through Alex Gordon with his defense, and through Soler with the bombs he hit last year, absolutely great. But the sucky thing is, that's not helping him win a lot of ball games.
And
so
I don't know. So yeah, my kind of my second team now after that 2014-2015 season, hop on the Brew Crew. I don't know. They're kind of one of my favorite. They're kind of one of my probably up there in my favorites. But they're sitting right at 11. They're one of those teams also just kind of injury prone and can never stay healthy through a full season. But they have like the talent to do it. It's just, and they have a coach that can do it. But it's just they're kind of.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's kind of cool to see your players that succeeded on your favorite team go to another team and maintain that success. Now, I don't think Moose is doing anything too big over there, but Kane is. I mean, he led 2019 in outfield assists. If I'm not wrong, I think I.
Yep, and then
I think that's right.
He's still stealing bags, and it's not like he's slacking in the offensive part either. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in.
No, not at all.
Sneaks out another really good year and gets some more recognition and goes for a gold glove, and is up there again in the contention for that.
Yeah. And obviously, you got people like Yelich. He's going to do good. Bellinger. We already talked about the Dodgers. We didn't mention him, but I mean, it goes without saying. He'll do good, you know. He's gonna do good. Yelich is gonna do good. It's gonna be a good year for. I don't think it's gonna be a good year.
Yeah.
As far as competition throughout the teams go, I think it's gonna be a couple teams that let's pay attention to this series because it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be individual based because the Dodgers are gonna crush. I mean, if there's any type of advantage that they can take over a team that they're playing, they're gonna take it, and they're gonna win a lot of ball games. Yankees, Nats, they're all gonna win a lot of ball games. So I think this year it's gonna be more entertaining to watch the MVP races, the batting averages, and all the individualized records.
I think, and lastly, that I'm seeing right here. I don't know if you have anything else, but the Athletics, I think that's kind of a shocker. Just they're slowly moving up. Like, I don't know. They're always one of those teams that kind of starts off and slow and goes unnoticed, but then right towards the end of the season, they're always sneaking right up and in a spot to compete for a wild card game or possibly like 3.5 games out, I think, either last year or a few years ago of a division. So I think that's one of the teams that should definitely be somebody to watch out for, just because they're one of those teams that's going to find good ball players, not necessarily big names, but they're definitely going to be somebody that I think could possibly sneak sneak up there once the season gets going.
Well, that's all I got. That's all I got. Once again, you can contact us at dirtbagdiscussion@gmail.com.
Redo it.
dirtbagdiscussion@gmail.com. If you, if you, I got it. If you have any questions, ideas, just email us at that. Best idea for one of the next upcoming episodes gets a 1977 George Brett card. We're going to try to come out with these weekly. Not really sure what day. We'll try to get one narrowed down once summer schedules are more solidified and we have more content to go off of.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Dirtbag Discussion, and peace out. Boom. There you go. Happy birthday. I finished it.